I thank you, Your Excellencies, and I thank you, Vladimir Putin, the President of the BRICS this year. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like firstly to sincerely thank President Putin. I want to thank you for the invitation to participate in this 16th summit of the BRICS under the motto strengthening multilateralism as a base of our actions. I would like to thank for the hospitality and the warm welcoming. I would like to express my satisfaction on behalf of the African Union for the efforts that have been taken to the African Union to have an important place in the G20. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the BRICS Union is one of the most important platforms for development and cooperation in the world of the countries of the Global South, and the widening of our associations and at the same time the different levels of development of our countries show that we are convinced in that development should not be exclusive of separate countries, but also it has to be independent of the levels of development. We have to listen to the voices, to the members, our friends, to respect priorities, and it's clear that our cooperation to be more stable should be in an integral effort and is a key point in our aptitude in the region for development. We consider that the restraint of sustained development and the challenges that we face in climate change, we consider these urges to act in such a way that we could develop and overcome the lack of balance in terms of economy in the world. Today, we can say that the African Union in general, to a great extent, needs to energize our dynamic of relationships and boost, and we have to use the possibilities given for the development to solve problems such as debts that put obstacles for development. We have to overcome difficulties in joint efforts, and at the same time we see that the representation of the African continent is low in international context, mainly in financing spheres, keeping these countries away from the agenda of many countries in the world. We can say that it is necessary to create a new funding charter, a more funding one, more resistant compared to the former mechanism. Despite the reconsideration of the structure of the international system, despite this, we should reconsider political administration it had to be linked to the matters of peace. We should say that we should not be carried away by the traps and the attempts of imposing a double agenda. Without considering human values, we have to be concerned for the situation in Palestine and Lebanon. I would like to say that solidarity and cooperation, we lack these concepts in the African continent because we struggle to end terrorism and violence. That today is an obstacle for development. We are interested in creating stability and security in the international sphere. And for that, we need to join efforts, show solidarity and multilateral cooperation. We have to deepen our consciousness since we have a common destiny. We have to act together to guarantee peace and security. None of us can reach peace alone. We have to do it together. And that's why I call for the multilateral cooperation and international solidarity, also for the reform of the global ruling. So I would like to once more address and call the African continent to have a permanent position in the Security Council of the United Nations, for the countries of Africa to be heard in the international sphere. This is our common task.